The time has come that we will be tested in every way. Everything we thought we knew is being tested. It has been known since the 3rd century BC that the earth was round. The Bible tells us the earth is round. If this was a flat circle, it would not be possible to depart from any location and eventually reach any destination without falling off or turning around. If the firmament above us was impenetrable, how would it be possible to get satellites and space stations into space? If Jesus was not who he said he was, then why would time, which respects no man, revolve around him? The year is called 2023 because it has been 2023 years since he died on the cross. Why call yourselves Christians because you go to church for an hour per week? You will work 40 hours per week because you believe you will be paid. What is it that you do all week because you believe in Jesus? In the moments we think God is far away, we show him who we really are. Satan is going to fire his arrows into us. What's important is that we do not let those arrows make it through into the little ones standing behind us. Most people will not accept that the evil time has come, even though they see it with their eyes. Some of the best people our society has to offer lost their jobs because they would not bow. Pastors closed their churches. The hireling flees because he is a hireling and cares not for the sheep. Christians were deceived because they put their faith in men. Follow no man that speaks his own words more than the words of God. To have respect of persons is not good, for a piece of bread that man will transgress. He that speaks of himself seeks his own glory. If Jesus did not accept God's glory, why should any man? Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. The way preachers require us to bow at their feet to receive redemption through Christ reminds me of the way Satan offered the world to Jesus to bow at his feet. Have you ever wondered why it was his to give? They are not fighting over us. The fight is within us. Satan is set on proving to God none of us will love God more than we love ourselves. Instead of serving God, we feel God is to serve us. Satan is presented as an angel that convinced 1/3 the angels of heaven to turn against God. In Revelation chapter 12, verse 4, you see Lucifer himself cast those 1/3 angels to the earth 5 verses before the war in heaven began. In verse 9, Satan and his angels were cast to the earth by Michael and his angels. Genesis chapter 4, verse 16 through 24 is a depiction of this. The ones specifically named when Cain is cast from the presence of the Lord are the ones who participated in this war and were cast to the earth with Satan. This is why their names mirror the names of the descendants of Adam. These are the pioneers of this world on their side and ours. Put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of the flood. The story of Cain and Abel is a reflection of the story of Lucifer and Jesus. He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Cain was the first to murder in the beginning. 8:44 continued, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Cain was the first to lie in the beginning. Cain never dies. Lucifer never dies. Abel was unjustly murdered. Jesus was unjustly murdered. Revelation chapter 13 verse 8, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. Foundation means the base on which something stands, or the state of being founded or established. I was not prepared for the way my life would change when I started making these videos, or how offended the prophets for profit would be. My objective was to show you His word is supreme, not ours. Our acceptance of their opinions has allowed them to recreate their own version of the scriptures. All the money and fame has been useless in the arena against the word of God. Jesus called them blind, and He called them vipers. There are so many religious people, so few Christians. If you continue in my word, then are you my disciples indeed. The mark of Cain. If I have taught you incorrectly, then answer me this. If Adam was sent to the earth and Abel was dead, by your teaching, that would leave Cain and Eve to be the only two beings alive. So why would Cain not say to the Lord, my mother would slay me? Cain tells the Lord he will be a fugitive. A fugitive is someone in hiding. Is Satan not in hiding? Cain says to the Lord, he will be a vagabond in the earth. A vagabond is a person who wanders from place to place. In the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 6 through 7, the sons of God come to present themselves to the Lord. And the Lord asks Satan where he has been. Satan answers the Lord, going to and fro in the earth. In chapter 2, verse 1 through 3, again, there was a day the sons of God are called to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan also comes to present himself before the Lord. Once again, the Lord asks where he has been. Once again, Satan answers, from going to and fro in the earth. When the Lord takes the God from Satan and turns him into a man, he tells Satan of a group that he did not know that would take his power. In the book of Job, chapter 38 through 42, God is mentioning his greatest of all creations. only one group is plural. When Jabal is stated as the father of the ones who dwell in tents and of such as have cattle, cattle means human beings in mass. A tent is a temporary home. Look into the references of our bodies being tabernacles, which is the same thing. Luke 11:24, the unclean spirit says, I will return unto my house from which I came out. Whether it be by rejecting Jesus or our self-serving nature, these unclean spirits are given authority to use us as vessels. Don't forget that 1/3 angels of heaven that Satan cast to the earth. Watching people in this time reminds me of the flood of Noah. When the ark was sealed, all the crying and begging changed nothing. One of the triggers for the flood was the tampering of human DNA. There is a large group of people today who are now categorized as transhuman. If those days were not shortened, no flesh would be saved. For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. The original name for the Statue of Liberty was the Goddess of Babylon. The name was changed because at that time America was a Christian nation and it would not have been accepted. The statue represents Ishtar, who is also known as the mother of harlots. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. In the Garden of Eden, our lack of knowledge is what made obedience so special. In the same way, here on earth, our lack of knowledge is what makes our faith so special. There was one flaw in the King James Version of the Holy Bible. Every time God or Jesus was referred to, that word should have been capitalized.